Welcome to Improv for the Podcast. On this week's episode, we're joined by Mike Brothers Jr., who will tell us all about his improvisational journey. We'll play a couple games and, most importantly, learn how he improv'd his life. Let's hit it. Welcome to Improv for the Podcast. I'm your host, Michael E. Evans, and today I am joined by the spectacularly talented, regular, Washingtonian, former NBC page, Mike Brothers Jr.
Hello.
Come on down.
Should I say live from Pico, right?
Live from the
Pico Playhouse. It's IFTP. There you go.
It's IFTP and Mike Brothers Jr. Mike, how you doing tonight?
Good. Thank you so much for having me. This is a blast. I feel like, I don't know if I'm allowed to comment on the decor here, but I feel like it's very well decorated. I don't know if you're responsible for that or Matt.
I did that.
You did? Oh.
I did that.
Is that a Target plan?
I actually stole it from the other IFTP classrooms one night. And the mugs, I pulled them out of like the merch stock from camp.
Tasteful. Oh, from camp. Oh, yeah. Wow. So those came from the mountains. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. And I told Matt, well, I actually didn't tell him. And then he was like, where'd the plant go? And I was like, So I actually need to replace it.
At least it's fake, so you don't have to worry about watering it and all that.
But I can sit here for weeks.
It's tasteful.
Rot.
Yeah. Just like me doing this podcast.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. Highly tasteful. So Mike, I'm taking a gander at this sign back here, and I'm thinking, well, how does Mike related to this place? What does he have to do with all this?
Yeah, that's a great question. Actually, it's funny. So with IFTP, I really was introduced to the studio through a coworker, actually, who went to IFTP for, I think, a couple months or maybe half a year or so. Skylar, shout out to Skylar.
Skylar.
Yes. So funny story on that. So we were both in as funny as it sounds, a work kickball league together.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, you can imagine we were very competitive. That is extremely sarcastic. We were not. We won one game, but it was a lot of fun. And we built camaraderie along the way, which is really what matters,
That's all
right?
That matters. Team building.
But, in the process of doing that, we built our relationship and built a great friendship out of it. And I remember, we were having a conversation during one of the games. Of course, we're in the outfield and, why pay attention to the balls coming our way when obviously we haven't won a game. We're clearly not competitive. So let's just have a conversation instead and pick some daisies while we're out there, right? So that's what we were doing. And I said, this is such a fun part of the week. I love getting the group together. I love getting all of our, coworkers together and just, being able to do this. Even if we lose every game, it's still a blast. And she goes, yeah, this is great. This is such a fun part of my week. But you know what? It's actually my second favorite thing I do each week. And I went, okay, so what's your favorite? And she goes, I do improv. I said, oh, you do improv. That's great. That's really cool. And I had heard about Groundlings and, some of the other big improv studios in town. And so I was curious, what her experience with improv was like. And she started telling me about IFTP and all of the, just amazing kind of community building that comes with it. And obviously, the unique part of this studio too is just, again, it's the community, but also the fact that, it's kind of on a month by month basis, right? So, people can join, they can learn about the studio and really, feel the energy, but not feel that like intense commitment to, commit, I don't know, $5,000, right? On learning improv if you're new to it, right? And you just want to kind of dip your toes. So I said, that sounds like fun. Let me give it a shot. Let me sign up for a month and see. And, you're in the class with me too. So that'll be a bit of a comfort zone there, which will be great. So I signed up and yeah, safe to say, I don't know, a little over a year later, close to a year and a half later, I drank the Kool-Aid completely. I was hooked at that point. And really it's because of just the wonderful people here. I think the moment I walked through the door, Matt welcomed me and everybody, around was kind of just, it was almost, this beautiful, like, cultish energy, which I was like, yes, Excellent. This is great.
Excellent.
Everybody goes, welcome.
They're performing as expected.
Huh? Yes. No, but it was just this warm, collective energy when I walked in the room and got to know Sylvan, who is now kind of a staple in Monday nights with Ava. And just really kind of built this great friendship with so many people here. Because it is, I'm sure we'll talk about it. It's one of those truly unique opportunities to be able to just be silly one day of the week and just, it's rare in our kind of like adult lives that you can get, a group of whatever, 15 to 20 strangers together in a room and just, be someone you're not, just be crazy, just let loose, right? And just laugh, for a good hour and a half, 2 hours, right? I think that's just such a special thing. And I found that very early on because I was extremely nervous coming into it. And so once I got up on stage and just started to do some scenes and got some laughs, I said, oh, okay, you catch the bug and you realize this is fun, this is great. The ability to make someone laugh is such a unique and special thing. So caught the bug and been here ever since.
Caught the bug and been here ever since. All right, Mike. Well, we're going to dive into that a little more in just a few moments. But before we do, we got to play some Three Things. And it's all about you. Three things, but it's personal. All right. So any questions on how we play Three Things, Mike?
I think, I'll do my absolute best. I think I understand the game, so I'm going to give it my best shot.
All right. I trust you. Okay. You got this. Here we go.
It's about me, which is
it's about you.
Tough. Okay.
I hope you know thyself.
Let's see. Maybe.
Here we go. These are Three Things. First category, Three Things streaming on Peacock right now.
Oh, I like this one. This is see, Michael. You do your homework. That's great. Okay, we got Five Nights at Freddy's.
1.
Go watch.
That's true. I saw it.
Yeah. There you go. Yellowstone.
2.
And Suits.
3.
Yeah.
Very nice. Next category. Track and field events.
Oh, okay. So you've got one of my favorites, the 4x1 relay.
1.
We'll do, let's see, the 100-meter dash.
2.
And, let me do like we'll do the discus.
3. Very nice. Last category. Cities in the state of Washington.
Oh, cities in the state of Washington. That's fun. Okay, well, we'll go hometown. Shout out, Port Orchard.
Port Orchard. 1.
Small town. If any of you have heard of it, great. Good for you. It's a lovely little place. We'll say, Seattle. Throw that out there.
Not familiar. 2.
Not familiar. Yeah. It's a strange place. Let's see. Issaquah. We'll throw that out there.
3. Yeah. These are 3 things. Woo. All right. Very nice, Mike. So going back to that first category, I asked you about Peacock. Why did I ask you about Peacock?
Yeah. What's that? Sorry?
Why did I ask you about Peacock?
Why did you ask me about Peacock? Yeah. Well, perhaps because I may or may not work there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Believe it or not. Yeah.
Dum dum dum. That was off.
Yeah. The chimes changed a little bit. They used to do the little. I forget what the notes are, but they changed them up. So now it's the Peacock is a whole new thing. But I work there right now, and I've been working there for close to 4 years now.
Wow, so, fantastic. All right, very nice. Second one. Why did I ask you about track and field?
Oh, used to run track back in the day, way back in the. I don't know. Nowadays, it's I don't know. I can. Run from home to first in kickball, but that's probably the extent of it. But yeah, I used to do track a little bit, mostly in high school, and still tried to keep running in college and beyond that. So
What events did you do?
So I was more of a sprinter. Okay. So definitely leaned more 100, 200, 4x1 that realm. I think long distance I dabbled with in high school, mostly because some friends pressured me at that time, and I said, "Oh, okay, all right, let me give this a shot."
Check it out.
It was fun. It's a great workout. I think I always say, I don't know if my my body was built for the long distance trek, but it was great. Good training for track certainly, and has definitely been helpful. As I've gotten a little bit older, and just going for jogs outside, it's great for your health. So it's been helpful.
That's what they don't tell you. I think with track is like, as an adult, like most adults don't need to run 100-meter sprints.
Right. And if you do, hopefully, maybe there's maybe you're running from something, so hopefully, hopefully you can get away pretty quickly. But it's I think for the most part, the long distance training actually has come way more in handy. Mm-hmm. Just I think just maintaining your mental health and getting outside. I think all those type of things, it really comes in handy for all that, and just kind of keeping your cardiovascular health in a good place. So 100%. I try. Not that I'm any good at it, but.
He's the best runner I've ever met. And I've met Usain Bolt.
Way to go.
Not true.
He's next on the podcast, right?
He's
guest number 58, I heard.
So Usain, you ever heard of us? No.
Tell us about track and field, right? 3 things. Three people you can beat in a 100-meter sprint.
Literally, he could name anyone.
Anyone on the planet Earth, right?
Right. Yeah. He'd be right. Yeah. He'd like, that's a dumb question.
It's like I made it very easy for you, Usain.
Yeah.
It's actually so
You couldn't beat me, Usain. You can't prove it, but you couldn't.
we have a
what I tell
camera
them.
here and a microphone. I think we can, we can figure that out.
Yeah.
We'll get a 100-meter sprint. We can go down Pico there or something.
Yeah.
We'll just, sprint on the road. I'm sure nobody would be bothered by that
If I
whatsoever.
get a 5-second head start,
Yeah.
I would still lose. I was like,
I think if I got let's see. If I was like right in front of the finish line, I might still lose.
Yeah.
Like 5 feet away, it'd probably still smoke me.
well,
so.
he did it in under 10 seconds, right? It was
Yeah,
like 9.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
It's crazy.
Okay, maybe a 5-second head start I could tie.
You might, yeah.
I don't know.
Well, how fast do you have a speedy?
Not anymore.
No?
Call me,
Yeah.
15. How old am I? 13 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like
Well,
maybe
hey, yeah.
12 to 13 years ago. Give me a 5-second head start to tie Usain Bolt.
You never know; those fast twitch muscles might just suddenly reactivate.
Yeah,
and,
maybe if he's holding a knife,
Right.
I would run faster because I'd be scared.
You could also incorporate, doing improv as you're sprinting.
Yeah.
So maybe that could give you a bit of an upper hand because he's not, he's going to be in his own head about trying to improvise.
Yeah,
and,
yes
and
Something he's new at. I
Right.
think.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe he's good at that too. I mean, the guy's pretty talented. So I guess if you win gold in the Olympics, you probably are doing something right. So maybe,
I could try and, if we did improvise though, I could pimp him into being like, oh man, you're such a slow runner.
Right.
And he's got a yes and it.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
Oh, you always lose those races.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I do, huh? And then he's, just putting along. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mention we're running and improvising.
Right.
It's the only way I race. Yeah.
Right. It's a good strategy. I think you could pull it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll follow up on the next episode.
Right.
I'm gonna reach out to Usain.
Yeah. Use the IFTP email address.
IFTP dot. I'm not gonna say the email on the podcast. Never mind. I was like, it's not a public email. I have one, but never mind.
I believe in you. As a fellow Michael, I think there's hope.
I'll keep it on the DL. Thank you.
Yeah. Of course.
All right. Last category. I asked you about cities in the state of Washington.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I am from there originally. So grew up in Washington State. Love it. I will say it's a wonderful place. Yes, it does rain, but I think it gets a bad rap sometimes. I think it's you have to get used to a bit of overcast skies, right? Like that's going to be a factor, and it does get a little cold. But I think in terms of the torrential downpour that people think is constantly happening there, I don't know. Maybe it's because I grew up in that environment and I was just accustomed to it. But I think over time it wasn't as bad as it seems. Yeah, and coming down here, certainly, the sun is does make a difference. It's
relentless.
But it is a beautiful state, and I think if you love nature, if you love hiking, if you love just the culture is really it's very cool. So I'd recommend visiting.
I concur with that. Did a nice road trip, camper van situation up there for a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's great. It's hard to beat. I think, California is very, it's also very beautiful in a different sense, but I think, just being immersed in a forest is something
Northwest.
just really, it's great, So I don't know. I'm a little biased, of course, but great place to grow up.
It's beautiful states.
Yeah.
No criticism here.
I love it.
Yeah. Plus, I think of rainy places, I think England would be way more depressing.
Yeah. I think it's just, it's just different. And I think the beauty is you do get those couple months of summer where when the clouds part and you see the sun, you go, okay, this was worth it.
Yeah.
You learn to appreciate the good, beautiful
you get some
days.
Seasons up there.
Yeah. You get some seasons right now. Yeah. The fall leaves are just beautiful. And it's a nice mix. And I think, you get great air quality and all those things. But it's, it was a great place to grow up and, live for a good chunk of my life. But coming down here, it's a different environment. I think, the industries up there are also very different. You've got obviously the big tech companies, Amazon, Microsoft, all those. And so, it's just, coming down here and being immersed in entertainment, it's a totally different world. But, love both places. My heart's in both places. And, I'd recommend it if you're thinking about moving to Washington. It's a lovely place.
There you go. That's your plug.
Go. Yeah, I'm a little plug.
Move up north.
Yeah. Go be in the woods. Maybe you'll meet Bigfoot. Who knows? Who's to say?
I've heard he's up there.
He's somewhere. Have I met him?
Yeah.
Hard to say.
Who's to say? Yeah, you couldn't say that on a podcast.
No, I'd have to be like brought back, and then I think it's a tease for as if Usain Bolt wasn't enough of
on Mike's second episode. Bigfoot?
Bigfoot? Does he exist?
Yeah.
Could he beat Usain Bolt in a race? We don't know.
I don't know, that camera footage that's from, like the late 70s or what.
He's got a wide, it's a stroll. It's like a very good, I think he could be good in like the Olympic speed walking competition.
Maybe shave a bit of that hair off.
Yeah.
The aerodynamic.
Right. And I think the feet, it might limit him in terms of speed. I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll have to test it out.
We'll see. I can't wait for part 2. All right. So, Mike, we got to talk about some improv.
Okay.
That's why we're here. It's what brought us together here on this lovely Tuesday evening. So, you teased a little bit, kind of your introduction to IFTP, but I want to rewind a little bit. So, when was the first time in your life you heard about improv? Maybe someone was like, hey, this was improv. Or like you saw something on TV, maybe a class at school. When was that for you?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think, way back when, I'd say even elementary school, I think we would do forums, even like Zip Zap Zop, I think was introduced to me way back when.
Port Orchard.
Yeah, Port Orchard. They know there's Zip Zap Zop in Port Orchard, okay? So, that's a staple.
That's a good town.
And underneath Port Orchard, it says home of the Zip Zap Zop, it's founded there, It's,
I gotta head up there.
It's big. But no, I think, just in those kind of like really, simple improv games, right? Early on in my life, I think, those were, I think a lot of times they were treated as kind of like team building activities or events, right? Or just, ways for you to kind of, trust one another. And so I think when I was introduced to that pretty young, and it always was just so much fun. I feel like you could, like we said before, you can feel the energy within kind of the group. And I think early on when I played those games and got experience with that, it was just you could just feel the aura of the room kind of change. Wow, and I think that's So I don't know if 10-year-old Mike registered any of that, but it was cool at the time. So
like, this is fun.
This is fun.
Cool.
Yeah,
I don't really know what this is, but I enjoy it.
Feels like we're having a good time.
And
right.
And that was through school, right?
Yeah. I think in school we would kind of just do like every so often you'd kind of just have those fun little games. And then as time went on, I think I'd get together with friends and we'd kind of play these sort of like I don't know, maybe some of the viewers here will relate, but it's like sometimes you'll just kind of riff with friends and just have some random conversation where you're just sort of making stuff up and it's very improvisational.
At the lunch table.
Yeah, at the lunch table. And I think as I got older, it was just kind of fun to just joke around. I tried to be a jokester and and just kind of make up these silly stories and inside jokes with friends, right? I think you kind of just naturally build those as you build a friendship, and that was something that kind of just stuck for me. So even, now with a lot of, speaking of Washington, a lot of high school friends back home, we just have a lot of these kind of like silly, inside jokes and things like that where we can kind of just riff and have fun and that sort of thing. And then beyond that, I will say within this studio, learning the mind meld has been a very fun activity that I've tried to introduce to more and more people. In fact, with some of our coworkers, I don't know why, but they've been interested in the improv world, and I think that's kind of my entryway into that is to go, okay, guys, you want to mind map?
They're like, what?
They're like, okay, we gonna get HR involved? Are we in the yellow? No, it's and then I explain it to them, and they'll kind of do it, and they'll go, okay, and then you see the little spark in their eye, and they're like, okay, I want to go again. Like, let me, once they get the hang of it and they figure out what it is,
3, 2, 1,
right? Yeah, and then once they get it, it's like this huge thing. So so it's fun. So I think all those type of things have kind of made improv a big part of my life.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And growing up, were you like a kid? Were you interested in performing any of that stuff, like music, acting, any of that?
Yeah, well, growing up, I think, I grew up kind of in the era of like the original like Disney cartoons and like, the classic like 90s movies. And there, there's a lot of classics that came out of that era. So I grew up a big fan of movies. And I think for me, just going to the theater was such this magical experience, right? Where you'd leave and you'd feel just like changed as a person, especially when you're young like that. You're so moldable and And so for me, I didn't necessarily, well, at the time I wanted to be a cartoonist. I wanted to be kind of an artist.
Okay. Yeah.
And then quickly I found out I really had no artistic ability. And I said, okay, that's probably not going to work out. And like 3D animation and that sort of thing. I dabbled a little bit in that. And I said, ultimately
maybe not.
Maybe not, maybe I just don't have the true artistic talent that the people that pursue that career really do. And I admitted that to myself pretty early on. But as time went on, I said, okay, how do I integrate myself into this industry in some way, right? Yeah. And so I think I've kind of gone more of the business route so far with entertainment. But I think now, while I've been kind of pursuing that, I said, what's that kind of creative, fun outlet where I can sort of just bring just the silliness and goofiness of kind of my personality to an art form, right? And so that's where I think the performative arts and IFDP and improv kind of came to be, really. And so, growing up, I really didn't have any aspirations to be like a big actor or anything like that, or be on SNL or anything, though, how cool would that be? But I think at the end of the day, I was like, I don't have the chops for that, but I would love to just, get more involved and find a medium where, where you can be a little bit silly and goofy and just be yourself and just let loose. So that's why improv's a great outlet for that.
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah.
I agree. All right.
Yeah.
So you're growing up.
Yeah.
Like you said. So you did high school. Yeah. College, you're focusing kind of on the business side of things. I know you've done some film work in the past.
Yeah.
And what brought you down here to the city of Los Angeles? Because Port Orchard, home of Zip Zap Zop.
Home of Zip Zap Zop.
Seems like a great place. Hard to get pulled away from there.
Why would you leave that? Yeah. It's a great question. Yeah. Well, I heard Los Angeles is the home of the Page program, the NBCU Page program. And so I said, okay, Zip Zap Zop. Could I bring that down there? Do they have that already? Maybe they do. Maybe they do. Maybe they do already have it down there. And so, no. So basically, the story there is as I was, graduating from school, had a marketing degree, and was really just trying to kind of find, where I wanted to go with my career. For a while, I wanted to do sports marketing, so I interned at a local ESPN 710 radio station, which covered the Seahawks and Mariners and all kind of the local Seattle sports teams. Yeah. So that was really, really an exciting opportunity as a big sports fan, a local, kind of Seattle sports fan, to kind of delve into that. And so really that was kind of my path for a little bit. I was, applying to the local, Seattle franchises, the Seahawks, and really wanted to kind of dive into like marketing and really, I mean, any entryway into that world.
Yeah, whatever you could find.
And so, I started to apply and look around. Obviously, the local companies were also kind of interest to me at that time because, why wouldn't you want to work for Amazon or some of those other big companies? So, just really tried to extend myself there. And then out of the blue, I saw on LinkedIn one of my old marketing classmates who I took a couple classes with. She had gotten into the Page program, and I said, "What is this thing?" Because I had heard about it through 30 Rock, the show, with Kenneth the Page.
Yeah, that's how I know about it.
Yeah, and he does the tours, and he's just this happy old guy from Port Orchard, and he's just happy to be there, and he loves television.
Do that.
Yeah, maybe I could be Kenneth. And so, so I reached out to her and just kind of picked her brain a little bit about, what the program was and, some of the ins and outs of it. And so I learned quickly that, basically what it is, it's a year-long rotational program. It's almost like an MBA for the entertainment industry in a way, right? Where you cycle through, at the time, it was 4 different departments within NBC Universal. So you learn about different parts of the company ranging from, it could be Universal Pictures marketing to NBC photography to television production, right? All across the board. And you kind of get a crash course in each of those areas. And you basically learn, what it is you want to do. And you gain experience in each of those realms and build your network to hopefully get a full-time job at the end of it.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I went through that experience and basically moved down here for that. So, yeah.
I mean, that's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a lot of fun, too.
It was fun. Yeah, I think it was, for a while I felt very much like a fish out of water. And I think the beauty of it is you come in with a group of, for us, it was 9 people. Wow. And so all the unique part about our cohort, right, all coming into this program together was each of us were from a different state. None of us were from California. So we were all kind of, fresh out of college, starting this experience together.
Coming
and that
to
was
LA.
wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, right? And I think, wow, this is Hollywood. This is cool.
Zip Zap Sock?
Where's there? Right. I miss my Zip Zap Zop. Where's that around here? And so so it was great. And I think I built a lot of great connections through it. And so my experiences, I worked for a little bit in Universal Pictures brand marketing, and had some great experiences across as I said, like the television production group, digital distribution. And then also NBC photography, which got to have the unique experience of going to a Golden Globes award back in the day for that, which was really fun. So it was a unique experience and one that I'll probably never have again in life. So it's very fun.
And so that page program, after like your year of participation, I mean, that helped you get your foot in the door too at NBC to lead to a bigger role and probably more opportunities because you're still there now. Yeah. In a different, different department, right?
Yeah.
Or a new department that didn't exist back then.
Right.
Because Peacock is still, I'd say it's relatively young for streaming services. I mean,
100%.
compared to like Netflix or HBO or Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%. Yes,
the newer guys.
Right, 100%. And actually, at the time, it was funny because I remember I had just graduated the program, and I remember they first announced the logo and the name of the service.
Oh wow!
And so I was like, "What is
timing? Yeah.
What is this? Yeah, what is this thing all about?" And then obviously that's when the job postings started to kind of flow down, and that's when I said, you know what? Yeah, this could be a really cool opportunity to get on the ground floor of something that's just getting started, and NBC's kind of dipping its toes in the streaming industry, and let's see where that goes. And so started to work in the editorial realm, which basically what that means is we're merchandising all, you have thousands and thousands of TV shows and movies that you have to figure out the right arrangement for the end customer, right, on the platform. So when they log in, they see something they like and they go, I'm going to check that out. I'm going to watch this, right? Yeah. So I think, so for us, it's, a lot of merchandising strategy and, we work closely with marketing to kind of prioritize all that. But it's been a whirlwind. And just being there for the launch was a very cool experience to start.
Yeah. I just want to say I appreciate that you can have Fast and Furious characters as your profile photo.
Yeah.
On Peacock. I have Vin Diesel, Dom Toretto.
Oh, Dom
as my Peacock profile photo.
Yeah, I will say for a while I had, let's see, what was it? E.T. I think E.T. made the rotation. The dinosaur from Jurassic Park also is on there too. I mean, and so, it's a good range of options. I think the Psych characters might be there if you're into that too. So you can't go wrong with any.
A lot of great properties. The Office,
Yeah, right.
People like that show. I've heard.
Yeah. But Dom Toretto's your pick?
Yeah, ironically. Yeah. I love those movies ironically.
Yeah. Okay.
I just saw the most recent one in theaters. I was there.
What'd you think? Yeah.
Oh, it's trash. But it's hilarious. There's nothing like it. Yeah. It's superheroes meets cars. It's not about racing anymore.
What else could you ask for?
Yeah, he saves the Vatican in that one. It's like...
Yeah. He's doing the important work.
Incredible. Yeah. And the amount of celebrities that are in and out, like John Cena's in there, Charlize Theron, Brie Larson was in it. Like, I think The Rock's coming back. Like, oh man, there's nothing like
right when you think they can't top it, they find a way. That's the impressive part. Is what now 10 movies in, you'd think the racing genre, you get the hang of it, but they just keep outdoing the previous one.
Exactly.
And so
you're like, wow, they're never gonna run out of ideas.
And because of that, I'm gonna choose this Dom Toretto as my profile picture. So
when those movies, they're all about family. Isn't
it all about
family?
It's all about family.
It's like every movie either starts or ends with a barbecue in Dom Toretto's backyard. You got the Coronas.
Yeah. And no matter how much chaos in between, it always comes back to family.
Yeah.
Right?
It's all about family.
Do you want to roll in it?
I'd play a car. I'd play anything.
Oh, you could pull off a car. Okay. Yeah. What kind of car would you be?
Just like a Fiat.
Okay.
Yeah. What's something they wouldn't drive? Probably like my real life car, just like a Honda Accord. Very standard. Like it's it's 160,000 miles. Something like that. Just very regular, pedestrian.
But I feel like that's something they haven't explored much in the series, right? They go with the extravagant, high-end, luxury, elegant cars, but really, when it comes down to it, everybody's just waiting for the Prius to show up, right?
Yeah,
You know,
that's what I want to see.
Right? You know,
that Prius drifting through the streets of downtown Los Angeles.
Yeah, right.
In the parking lot of Dodger Stadium. You know,
right. Is that so much to ask for?
No,
you know?
it's like, come on. Do you want the common man to be interested? Show me a car that I could afford.
Right. Well, the good news is we have people at our company that can maybe make this happen. So if we need to share this with the right people, we can get some. Yeah.
I have some notes.
Right. We can get it to the people, the right people. And you know, I know they're holding tryouts for cars right now.
Oh, great.
You know, people acting like cars, obviously. So that's I think you could be front of the list. Vroom. Oh, that was it's impressive.
I know all my lines.
Vroom vroom family.
Ding 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 ding.
Is that we got a little clicker? Okay. Brake screech. Oh yeah.
I hurt my own ears.
Doesn't help me with the headphones, but I think it's got some serious potential.
Yeah, I think so too.
If nothing else, we could do the animated Fast and Furious movie. You know?
I'm waiting for that spinoff.
Yeah.
Dom Toretto origin story. How he got his superpowers and all that.
Oh yeah. That's Well, you could probably race Usain Bolt in that one too if you want to.
But in a car.
In a car. See, there you go.
He still wins.
He's still right as he's doing improv.
Yeah, because it's my real life car, so he still wins.
Just isn't fair.
Yeah,
at a certain point.
Yeah. All right, Mike. So you had this wonderful, beautiful path getting to NBC, working there. You know, coming down to California, leaving the homo zip zap zop. And as you mentioned earlier, through work, you started playing kickball, which sounds like a great team building activity. Yeah. And you became friends with Skylar, right? Mm-hmm. And then Skylar one day was like, yo, come check out improv. It's way better than kickball. And you were just like, you know what, Skylar? You're going to be there. Yeah. I'm down. Let's do it. Yeah. No hesitation. Right. Which already shows that you're supposed to be here. If you've got that attitude about starting it, it's get this guy in the door. So if you take me back, because you said it was about a little over a year ago, right?
Yeah.
What was that maybe first couple classes like? Who's your teacher? Tell me about it.
Yeah, so I've really been lucky enough to have Ava from the beginning. Okay, I think the moment I walked into her class, she just does such a good job of supporting every single student and really being, it's just such an effective teaching style where you just feel like, she is really, channeling whatever you're trying to be as an improviser, right? And finding those things to really make you better week after week. And I think that was something that really stood out to me. So yeah, from the first class, I remember I had a scene and I went up there and I think I'm trying to remember which specific activity it was, but it was basically just like an open kind of long form scene. Yeah. And I think I had to play this kind of a bit of a nerdy character, and we had to be kind of two peas in a pod, right? Just means, you're feeding off of each other's energy and you're kind of trying to build that up and up and up and really kind of be a supportive partner to your scene partner there. And so I think it was, I want to say it was Sid that was with me and it was, he's great. Yeah. Such a talented improviser. And I felt very comfortable because I knew I was in good hands with him. And so we just started to kind of talk about, I don't even remember. It was like the class and, just our pencils. Like we were very particular about getting the right specific type of pencil. And, you got to get your number 2 and I got my Ticonderoga. And then, so we just kept going on and on and on. I said, okay, this is kind of, like playing a character, because that was the first time I had played like some kind of character other than myself.
Right, I'm in this.
I said, okay, this is kind of fun. And honestly, it's great to just kind of be someone other than yourself. And to get a laugh out of that too. Right. And to make people kind of smile from that. And so I just remember that first scene, people were clapping in the end and laughing. And then Ava comes up and, she just, with that positive energy of hers, she just comes up and just has just wonderful things to say and just really kind of set the tone for me in terms of kind of my improv time here. Really just kind of that support from day one and everybody in the class too, just really rallying around each other, really. And I think Sid was great too. I don't know. It's just from that moment on, I think it was such a great feeling. And from then I felt like, okay, with each and every scene, you feel a little bit more comfortable and you start to learn some of the techniques and the strategies and, and what the teachers are kind of instructing you to do. And, you just grow that, comfortability over time. So yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like that one scene with Sid like sparked it. You're like, this is it.
Yeah. This is the feeling, know? And then over time I was like, okay, what if I try other characters? What if I put on different accents or different, I think that the great thing that they teach us here is, come in with an emotion, right? Come in with an emotion, come in with physicality, a perspective. And I think for me, it's, sometimes even when I'm trying to figure out who this character is or what they embody, just having that like little physical, tweak, right? Or quirk. And then same with the voice, trying to change the voice or, just the way I'm kind of presenting myself. I think that so much just informs the direction the character is going to take. And then obviously you're feeding off of your scene partner too and how they react to that. And so it's just so fun. And I think like, every scene's going to be a little bit different. You could do, the same two characters a million different times and have totally different output from it because of just your scene partner and how you react off of that energy and what they're offering you. So
you'll never get the same scene twice.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, I love what you said about physicality too. Yeah. Man, it's just like it's such an easy way to jumpstart your scene.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you don't have to just be you shuffling in there. Like
right.
I don't do something. It doesn't have to make sense right off the bat, right?
Yeah, right.
It's like who knows?
Right, and you never know how that'll just kind of inform. How like. Because I think and again, this is like exercise and work that we do a lot in classes, right? Is just, you never know where that's going to take you. So just try it, just try and like, if you're, I don't know, a very solemn, like, very sad part, right? Like try and, really punch over and feel that energy, feel what that does to your body and your tone of voice and your like pace and all that kind of thing. So I think it's just, I don't know, it helps me a lot because sometimes it's like, where do I go with this? Who am I? What am I doing? And just lead with that and see where it takes you. So that's been hugely helpful in my improv time so far.
Yeah. Cause I think I just had this thought. I mean, essentially like improv is the one thing where you can justify your choices after you make them.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it before.
Yes.
It's like, just pick something. Don't really think about it.
Yeah.
And that's what the scene is for. You explain why you're doing this. Why does your character do this? Why do they act this way, talk like this, throw things at the other person? It's all there for you to explain.
Yeah.
That's the scene.
It's true. It's like react first and then think about, I think that's the beauty of improv is I think you get out of your own head for a moment, right? And so much in society, I think you're taught to, think before you speak or, really be thoughtful about all your actions. And I think like with improv, it's very, it is reactionary and you're having to kind of just be in the moment and just listen to your partner and understand what they're giving you and just feel that kind of raw, natural reaction to it. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And sure, you can think about it as you're going through it, but I think the more you're in your head, the more, you're not listening and receiving that feedback that your scene partner is giving you, right? And I think another thing too that comes to mind as we're talking about this is, something that Ava talks about a lot is, if this is true about a character, what else is true, right? And if this person is, how do you find ways to exaggerate whatever type of character, you're playing, right? Again, if you're very excitable, like how do you become the most excitable person on the planet, right? And what would that person do in a normal setting or whatever scene, environment that you're in? What are some other things that how might this person react to the environment or react to the people in front of them? And I think that helps me a lot. Just, again, you lead with the emotion, physicality and those strong choices. And then for there, you kind of let the scene guide the way you're thinking because you're just so immersed in this character and the scene. So it's cool. It's very helpful. And these are all amazing things that the studios kind of taught me over my time.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you think you've grown as an improviser from when you started to now, about a year in, a little over a year in?
Yeah. I think the confidence is a big thing, right? And I'm sure a lot of people come up here, sit in this chair and speak to that. I think just, the listening is such a crucial thing because in the beginning, I think I tried to come to every scene with some idea of what I wanted to do, some preconceived notion of like, I want to try and play this character or I want to, give this kind of reaction. And I think over time I realized like, gosh, I'm doing myself a disservice because the moment, my scene partner, offers something that goes against that, I'm now getting in my head and overthinking it, right? So I think the more I can just listen to that person, take in what they're saying, and then feed off that. Like I said before, the better at the end of the day. And I think it comes with practice. I think, just being in the studio for, like I said, a little over a year and a half, the tools that all the instructors offer are invaluable. And I think it's very much a muscle that you train, right? It's muscle memory. Like after you do these things enough times, I know clap-ins is a good example of that, right? Where a lot of people are nervous, about clap-ins and just kind of getting used to the flow of that. But I think over time, you just kind of, it goes back to that energy, right? You sort of feel like, okay, it's time to clap a scene out. Like you kind of just know, the ebbs and flows of different scenes and how they're evolving. And so I think that's kind of the muscle that you're kind of training over that time. And then again, the tools and everything that the instructors are offering are, further kind of refine and, enhance, your abilities as an improviser. So, I've got a long way to go. I feel like I'm just scratching the surface with all this, but, I think, the beauty of it is, again, with such a supportive environment, such a wonderful group of people that all are not afraid to just, again, be silly and be themselves. I think that's the beauty of it, because I think it would be a totally different equation if you had, people in the audience that were just, truly judging your every move and saying, not right, wrong, no, don't like how you did this. It's just that openness to just truly embrace the art form and try new things, and experiment. Because I think that's the beauty of improv is, like we said, every scene's going to be a little different, and you might as well explore, how that can evolve for you. So
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the fun of it. It's just exploring, and every time is fresh.
Yeah.
It's fresh. So you mentioned a little bit earlier, we were talking about mind meld, and you mentioned you brought some of that into work. Has that been, since you started taking classes here, it sounds like maybe you found some opportunities. You're like, hey guys, tell me about that a little bit. Just bringing some of what you learned here into your workplace.
Yeah. I think, in terms of kind of the day to day, I think, it's a fun activity. Well, what the kind of origin story of the mind meld and work setting is, we're big into sports, as you can tell. So we did a soccer league.
Soccer.
Okay, we had a soccer league now too. So that was a different so, a lot of activities. I don't know. And I'm terrible at all of them, but yet I sign up. And so because of the opportunity to mind meld here. But
you should start the track league.
That might be done. We got to find a track. Can we build a track around this?
NBC's got some money to throw around.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Somewhere, just put it in a soundstage, build a track.
Right,
like, it's for a movie. It's for a
run around the back lot.
Direct to streaming series.
Right. Yeah. And Peacock employees, running track events. Yeah. I think. I mean, we signed up for a soccer league, and then at the end of it, we had a little happy hour, and so people were asking about improv, and I said, okay, let's try this game. Let's try this mind meld, right? And again, it was fun. Everybody was kind of going around and doing that. And I think they were like, how do we get more involved in this? And I was like, oh well, let me tell you. And so that's probably the main kind of opportunity where that kind of came to be. I think aside from that, just in the day to day with like other people, I think just going back to like the listening skills, just like truly listening to what that person is saying and being in the moment, I think is something that's really kind of helped me, I guess, in my career, right? And being less afraid to say, what comes to mind. I think the beauty of improv is you kind of just have to, just be very quick on your feet and react to something, but then, make it make sense. And I think with work, right, sometimes I think we have a tendency to get very much in our heads and, especially in big meeting settings, hold back information or hold back ideas because of that hesitancy, right? Or just that, I don't know, you get in your own head about it. Right. Right. And so I think, just being willing to just, speak my mind and, and be open in that sense, because I think part of what I've been telling myself in my head is like, okay, you come to this, improv studio every Monday and you go in front of a group of, 10 to 15 people. Yeah. And you're able to just make something up with a random other person that you may or may not know, and make it make sense, right? And you're not embarrassed to do that. You're not hesitant to do that. You do it. So if you could do that, you can talk to people who you talk to every day about a job that hopefully decently well, right? And all those things. It's like, you should have the confidence to do that then, and so I think, so that's just been kind of a useful, I guess, just sort of push for me to be a little bit more vocal in my day to day. And then beyond that, just bring a little bit of fun to the workplace, right?
Yeah.
I think it's fun just to kind of, have that sense of culture and and if improv can help do that, I mean, one day it'd be fun to do some like longer form improv activities. We haven't gotten there yet, but we'll see. So.
You'll get there. You're chipping away.
Yeah.
Have you found like your coworkers, like, are they pretty open to it and like willing to embrace it?
I think so.
Because we're in LA, people generally know what improv is.
Yeah. I think generally, well, when I tell people about the shows and everything, there's a lot of interest. And so I'm hoping, over time we can get those folks, down here and just see it, because I think it is, especially with this venue too. It's such a cool, it's
great space.
It's a great space where you feel just kind of like, that you're part of the show. And so I'm hoping to really get them more involved and see how that progresses. So we'll see.
That's fantastic. Yeah. We got to get the minds behind Peacock in the building.
We're going to mind meld everybody.
There you go.
Everywhere all at once.
We got to get the kickball players in.
Oh, yeah, right.
Kickball, soccer. Wait, can you walk me through what sports you've done with your coworkers?
With the coworkers?
Like all of them.
Let's see. Well, I don't,
I gotta know.
Part of... It's a little, sometimes it's just people say, hey, why don't we just do this kind of sport? And, you get a great, it's a big enough team where you can just get a group together. Yeah. So we've done pickleball, we've done soccer and kickball. Those are kind of the main three. And bowling's been thrown out there as a good casual activity for people who don't want to, like it's an easy one to just kind of pick up and play.
You don't have to change, like you can just wear like whatever.
Right. It's super easy. So we've maybe dabbled a little bit with that. We'll see. We'll see if we go down that path.
No basketball?
No basketball. Yeah. No, that's been thrown out. That's been tossed out. I think for me, I'm a little bit on the shorter side. So I'm like, okay, 6 foot and under basketball league. I think we could work with that.
I'm down for that. I play with a group and we're all pretty short. So
okay.
It's great.
That's great.
Yeah. Some friends.
Yeah.
And I think the tallest guy's like 5'9" maybe.
Okay. That can work.
10.
That I can work with.
But no one's 6 foot. So it's fairly balanced.
Right. Yeah. No Wimbananas, right?
No.
Yeah, no.
Oh, gosh. No. Yeah, no 7. What is he? 7'6"?
7. Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah. The guy is huge.
I know. Yeah, that photo of him like next to Kevin Durant.
With Kevin, right.
Yeah, I'm like, but Kevin Durant,
he's already like, really, what is he? I mean, basically 7 feet, right? Yeah, he's up there. So.
And he looks like a child.
Right. I just, well, it's funny. I saw the picture of, him and I think it was Tom Brady the other day. And it was just like, he just looks so smiley. Like, oh my gosh.
That dude is a giant on the football field, and yet.
Right. Yeah.
It's just looking up at Wembanyama and like.
It's wild.
Yeah, the tall Frenchman. Oh,
right.
Man.
It's crazy. Yeah. So, but where do you play basketball? Where do you normally play?
We got a court. I don't want to shout it out because I don't want people to go there.
Okay. But, keep it on the day.
Yeah. Because it's, we go on Saturday mornings and no one else is there. Oh, it's beautiful. So nice. It's just us. I mean, there's 4 hoops. It's one of those courts where like the Clippers like paid to, make it nice. Yeah. So it's a good spot. Yeah, we go there pretty much every week and play.
Do you do is it like a 3-on-3, 2-on-2? Like
depending on who shows up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like we have a group chat going on a week, and then it's like, maybe it's like 2v2. If there's only 3 of us, we'll like run drills basically.
Okay.
Like
there you
practice
go.
our
Fun,
3-pointers, free throws, all that stuff,
That's
layups.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. I've been doing it for, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 months now.
Okay.
I hadn't played basketball since I was a kid, and
wow.
I'm never any good. I'm okay. I'm not great.
Are you a jump shooter? You like?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're more of a shooting guard type.
Decent with my layups.
Okay.
I just I need to be a little more physical in paint.
Sure.
And then good at free throws. So if I ever get an opportunity for that, I feel pretty good. I'm working on my 3-pointer right now.
Okay.
If I have a moment, if I have a teammate who's like generally around the basket, I'll be like, you know what, just chuck it up.
Yeah.
They can get the rebound.
That 5'9" guy, he'll be good.
Yeah, exactly.
He's tall, the tallest guy on the
I'm
team.
the shortest
Toss
one.
him up, right? He's the center. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes I get hot. I can make 3 threes in a game basically,
okay.
and I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, we only go to 21,
right.
So it's
JJ Redick over here.
Yeah, it makes an impact. But
fun.
sometimes it's just I'm cold. And
yeah.
It's, like I'm trying to think the games we had. I was just. It's an off night for me. I was not scoring. I made 1 3, and I was like, I'm back.
I did something. Yeah. Do you have some all-star players on that team that typically dominate? Or,
one of my friends, he's like better than all of us.
Okay. Yeah.
He plays a lot, and he's just good. And he's pretty muscular too. So he's got strength. He's got speed. good height. You know, it's annoying, but he's fun. It's good.
I feel like you always need one of those on the team. Just when push comes to shove, if you're having an off shooting night, just give it to him and he'll just
he can do
he'll
everything.
figure it out, right? Yeah,
You know, he can drive it in. You know, get physical. He can do the jump shots. He can shoot from three, like anywhere from three. You know, and he'll make it. I mean, he's not Steph Curry, but he's pretty good.
He's pretty darn close. Yeah,
yeah.
That's fun. Yeah.
You have a basketball team?
Growing up in Seattle, I hate to say it. Around that time, they moved to Oklahoma City. So in a sense, I became a bit of a default like Trailblazer fan.
Okay,
so now that's also heartbreaking.
Yeah, because Dame
with
left
Lillard.
He's not doing so well anyway.
I mean, I wish him the best. I think it was, we've had some fun eras of basketball with the Blazers. I think it's just not quite putting all the pieces together or having enough, behind like your all-star. Because we had McCollum, Lillard, Nurkic was a decent role player at the time.
Did you have Rudy Gobert at one point?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if he ever came, but no, he didn't. But we had like Aldridge for a hot second, right? And like Brandon Roy, I don't know. It's a bit of a throwback now, but if he stayed healthy, there were, it's always like a what if.
Yeah.
And so we'll see. They're building kind of a younger core. We got like Ayton from the Suns, and a couple good young guys. So we'll see. And then, in addition to that, I've always been a Chris Paul fan. I don't know. I loved watching him grow up, just growing up with the Hornets. There was that team with like Stoyankovic and Tyson Chandler and David West and all those guys. That was like my team growing up. And so I kind of became a Paul fan when he was kind of in that, real, upward slope of his career. I'd love to see him win a championship. He's in a good place now with Golden State.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
The bench.
Right. So we'll see where that goes. But So how about you?
I'm newer to basketball, like as a fandom. Primarily a football guy, but I gotta say I'm a Clippers fan.
Okay.
And I respect it because in football I'm a Chargers fan. So to me the Clippers are the Chargers of basketball. So it's just kind of a.
Good for you, though. You know what? I give you a lot of credit.
I like Kawhi. Yeah. I mean, I have no history with the Clippers. It's literally like a month ago. I was like, I guess it's the Clippers. So I've been to one basketball game. It was a Clippers game. It was fun. I had a good time.
Yeah. And you said, I'm locked in. This is it. Yeah,
it's a newer fandom for me, but like I've generally, known. I think when I was a kid, I knew about the Lakers because of Kobe. You know, and like I grew up in San Diego, so I'm a California kid.
Sure.
San Diego didn't have a team. I mean, the Clippers were there 50 years ago or whatever. But I
was going to say it's good timing with Harden coming to the Clippers too, right? I mean,
I don't know about that.
Good, good Harden, in a sense, but you would think
they haven't won with Harden on the team. So they were winning. They started off real hot.
It looks like you were like, oh my gosh, and then it's just I don't know. It's tough because you got Paul George, you got Harden, you got
I like Kawhi.
Kawhi,
He
won a championship with Toronto. So and he did that. I mean, he had a lot of great role players on that team, but I feel like he was kind of leading the charge there. So
step up.
So I don't know. Yeah, the Clippers have been Chris Paul was also in the Clippers for a second. That was a fun with Blake Griffin and those guys. That was a fun team to watch, but. We'll see. I don't know. It's a little crazy because now the Sixers, I know, what did they have the best record in the NBA? I think right now without him. So
Tyrese Maxey's going off, and Embiid, Joel Embiid.
Yeah. So and the Chargers, hey, you know what? Like,
I went to the game this past Sunday.
Oh, you did?
It was amazing. Against the Lions, but brutal ending as usual, but tons of scoring. So. Yeah. It's about as good as it gets.
Yeah, Herbert, again, a lot of good pieces. I mean, so very similar to the Clippers.
Yeah.
Got a lot of pieces, but just for one reason or another, can never put it all together.
Never gotten the big one. Yep.
Yeah.
But I mean, I grew up in San Diego, so that move, kind of similar to losing the Supersonics, except they moved to LA.
Right.
Which I did kind of cool off of my fandom for a couple of years there because I was like, you guys suck. But
how
then,
could you do this?
I moved up here too. So.
Yeah. I guess you kind of moved with the team in a sense, right?
Yeah.
So they came with you. They realized that like we can't leave you behind.
Yeah. Now I'm back in, and
I'll tell you though, the Chargers. I mean, I do think they have one of the better jerseys in all the NFL.
Yeah. Oh, I love.
The blue. I think it was the one they wore this last week. Blue on white.
Yep, the powder blues.
Powder blues.
So I got a Keenan Allen jersey at home, powder blue. That's my guy.
It's a classic one. I was a big LT fan growing up. Tomlinson,
he's my favorite. My all-time favorite player.
He was such incredible player to watch.
Yeah.
And that, and that's another one. It's like, with Phillip Rivers and Antonio Gates and all those guys.
It's depressing.
I know.
Years of wasted generational talent.
Yeah,
and it's like, like the problem is never, you guys didn't have good players. It's like, well, you guys had a lot of good players actually.
Right.
And just the coaches, the ownership. There's just so many stupid, fluky things.
I mean, that's the NFL. You get a lot of those teams where it just for one reason or another cannot come together, and so we were lucky. I mean, I was thankful with the Seahawks to have gotten that 2013. That was incredible. I was like, let's savor it because you never. And the following year we had the Patriots
you almost
Super
got the
Bowl,
second one.
Yeah, which is a whole nother
bad play call there.
Should have just ran them.
Yeah, give it to Marshawn. Yeah,
give it to Marshawn.
Let the man get some Skittles. Yeah.
We'll never live it down, but at least I'm.
You won the one right
we
before
we
that,
won the one, so I'm gonna just ride
it
right
sucks,
off into the sunset. Yeah,
does it? Because you still got one
in the grand scheme of things. Because the
more
chart,
than, I have none, zero, zero.
Right. So. Yeah. I hope the young core, you gotta get,
and you got rid of Russell Wilson and things look all right this year. So.
Yeah. We're, what do they call it? Retooling, right? Retooling.
Geno Smith.
Younger players. So
good defense, a lot of young guys, Tariq Woolen and Devin.
Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Geno Stone, right? Is he a safety?
No, wait. Geno Smith, you're thinking of? Or?
No, Geno Stone's on the Jets. Never mind.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think, the defense has always been kind of like the identity of our team, like he loves those big long those safety. The quarterback safeties, like the Legion of Boom era was one of the most fun eras to watch a football, and I think that's a team where I think we're trying to build again here, and so
Legion of Spoon.
I would even I gotta get on that.
I've heard that term.
I like that.
With a spoon. Yeah.
What was that? See, what did the Chargers have? Do you guys have like a Herbert, Herbert fan club? Like what is like a Legion of Boom? Like, is there any kind of charge, like Bolt Up? Is that the
Bolt Up?
That's the main one?
That's what folks say. I don't know. It's been around for a while. It's just, I don't know. They lose. I don't know. I think the fandom's never. I mean, the fandom's so weak. It has been for a while. Sure. So I don't know. Yeah. I think it's one of the smaller fan bases of the NFL. Yeah. You just go to any home game. It's just the amount of Lion fans I saw on Sunday.
Really?
Oh my gosh! Yeah, it was. I was the third row from the back of the stadium, but
sure.
Yeah,
you could feel the.
It was like Chargers were at third down, and I was like, wait a minute.
It's hard. I mean, I think it's always tough being like a two-team, city, right? And the Rams, it doesn't help that the Rams won a couple years ago.
But they don't even have that many fans either.
Right. Whatever fans this city had are now, have flocked to them.
It's like Raiders, Niners, Cowboys are all bigger here.
Right. And would you say, a lot of San Diego fans...
Oh, they quit?
They quit, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because they're like, you guys don't want to be here? Right. All right, we'll just not be fans anymore. They burn their jerseys,
Yeah, well.
Sports fans, that's what they do.
It's tough.
They moved on. They're going to root for the Aztecs from SDSU.
Yeah,
they're getting an MLS team pretty soon.
Oh, okay.
They got the Padres, So who are, kind of the same as the Chargers, so. Yeah. That's all. That's San Diego.
You just got to hope every year. You just got to keep putting out the hope and you see what happens. You never know. So
get your feelings hurt.
Yeah. It's tragedy after tragedy.
That's sports.
Unless you're a Chiefs fan nowadays. So
don't get me started. There were some folks there at the game wearing Chiefs jerseys. I was like, get out of here, man. I was like,
really?
I was like, you're just. It's whenever I see like younger kids wearing Chiefs jerseys, I don't like them because I'm like, you've only been a fan like during Mahomes.
Yeah.
Like I was like, you know, like if you were a Chiefs fan like 10 years ago, even, like before Andy Reid came into town, I respect you.
Yeah.
You went through it.
Yeah. Like a Jamal Charles kind of jersey or something like that. You go,
Dwayne Bowe.
Right. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Tony Gonzalez, right?
Yeah.
Like the pre-Kelsey era, right? Yeah. I mean, when he was, I don't know, one of the best Chiefs players of all time, right? And so, show
me that. And I'm like, okay, well, at least you suffered.
Right.
And now you can enjoy, like, you waited.
Yeah.
And I don't dislike those folks, but every popular team that gets good gets hot. The Patriots were the same way. Now they're faded.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's
the nature of the bandwagon.
It irks
you know?
me.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
Get out of here.
Right. Well, that's why I respect the heck out of you, Clippers and Chargers.
Oh,
That's
yeah, factory sadness.
It's but it shows one day. I don't know if it's 50 years from now or 3 years from now, but
if I can get one in my lifetime, that's really that's really it for me.
You got a ways to go, so there's hope. There's hope.
I hope that's true, Mike.
We'll see. I don't know.
That's true. All right. I'm going to bring us out of this tangent that I have thoroughly enjoyed because I love talking sports and haven't been able to talk about I don't think I've talked about the Chargers much on this podcast. It's
sorry to open that wound
no,
again.
It feels good. It feels good.
Yeah.
It's it's a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions to get off the chest. It was a great game.
Deep breaths.
There's no defense. Fire Brandon Staley. Anyway.
Give the ball to Eckler.
Give the ball to Eckler. Fire Brandon Staley.
Yeah. Keenan Allen, I don't know. Keep him forever. I guess he'll just he'll play until he's like 80, I guess.
He's having one of his best seasons and he's 31, 32, I think.
Insane. Yeah. He's a monster.
Yeah. That game, I mean, he had 11 receptions, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns. He got injured, came back.
Yeah.
And they lost.
Right. Yeah.
I need to stop, Mike.
No, I'm sorry. I really, gosh darn it. Yeah.
The Improv fans at home right now are like, what are they talking about? Who is Keenan Allen?
Right. We've either really excited, the viewers out there, or completely put them to sleep. So, if you need to, just skip the last, 15 to 20 minutes.
All dozen Charger fans right now are hyped.
They're like, oh my gosh, getting representation.
There's only 11 because I'm one of them. So the other 11 of us.
And we'll rep a little bit of Seahawk fandom too, right? So Seattle. I guess the Seattle, the fan base, the 12s. The 12th man. Yeah. Well, I think now it's funny because I think they have to call them the 12s because I think it's Texas A&M that has the official 12th man designation. So anyway, whatever. So.
The 12s. Okay.
We'll take a 12.
Yeah, but they're different. They're not even. It's college and pro. Well, we're not competing here because it's Seattle. They don't. They're not really caring about college football in the same way as Texas does. Whatever.
So I gotta say, number 5 in the country right now, Washington. So I gotta get a little bit of support for
college football playoffs.
Yeah.
See what happens with Michigan.
Yeah.
So. That's a. Oh man, that's a juicy story. Connor Stallions.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
you can hop to our other sports podcast after this if you'd like.
Yeah, we'll go back to the Seattle San Diego fandom podcast. It's the first crossover. / Clippers / oh shoot, Portland,
right, Talk about basically
Golden State,
right? The entire West Coast sports market there. You cover.
We'll get another
most
team
of the niche.
Oh man, all right. So Mike, I got a couple more improv questions for you.
Okay,
and then we're gonna play some games.
Cool.
And then I got a million more sports questions. No.
Great, perfect. Okay,
maybe off the air.
We just got started. Yeah.
So what would you say overall has been the impact on the impact of improv on your life?
Yeah, well, I think I go back to the community again. I think that's been one of the biggest parts of it because I think especially in the city, having moved from Washington, right, and kind of having a community of friends and people up there, family obviously that I grew to love and grew very close with, and coming down here it was like I said, being a fish out of water and kind of starting fresh. And so the thing I've kind of learned about LA is the importance of just building that kind of like sub community for yourself, right?
Yeah,
and
so important.
because people talk about it, right? It's a huge city with a million different people, and it can be hard to get to know people. And
as an adult, impossible.
Yeah, it's challenging, and so you kind of you have to find these areas where you can naturally kind of build those friendships, build those connections, and I think. It's crazy in a sense because when I started IFTP and I started to take the classes, I think we had a couple other folks who were joining around the same time. I know like Jen and Sushant
Jen.
and we love we all love Jen
folks.
and Sushant and all those guys. Yeah. So around that time, I think Sushant was in one. I think it was probably one of his first classes as well when I started, and so we just in a weird way we kind of all came together at the same time and went through this kind of improv gauntlet together and just really built a bond from that, right? Because I think after class, you see smaller groups of people kind of gathering outside of the classroom, right? Natural. Just kind of talking and saying, oh my gosh, I love that scene. You're hilarious. And that was just fun. And I think you just kind of get to know each other that way and you build, you build a connection through that. And so I think in a extremely positive way, like that's been just a huge part of my life now. And I think, we celebrate each other's birthdays and, hang out outside of here. And I think that's fun, and you, like I say, you don't get that everywhere. And I think it is a special community because the people are what, make this place run. And it starts with, people like yourself, people like Matt, obviously. Right. And yeah, I know. Yeah. Believe it or not. I mean, no, it's, all of you guys, every instructor here and again, obviously Matt is the ringleader of it all. Yeah. You guys are the ones that set the tone for what the studio is and what the type of community you want to build here. And I think, it's brought in people like myself and just, basically off the street and just, who really had no, clear understanding of what improv was or how it works or any of that. And just, coming into this and first of all, learning the art form, but also, getting to just be around a great group of people and people that embrace each other. And so that's been, I think, the biggest thing for me. I think beyond that, I go back to what I said before about just kind of like, character work and understanding people, like when you're going into an improv scene, playing someone other than yourself. And in a weird way that helps, I think in some ways, like build some, empathy and understanding for other people, right? Because you start to think like, okay, if I'm playing like, I don't know, a divorced parent, right? Like, what does that mean? How do I feel? How do I, interact with the world? How do I interact with my scene partner, depending on who they are? And I think, now when I go out in the world, I weirdly enough, I feel like I see people and I'm less hesitant to judge them on face value, right? And less, reactive in that sense of just going like, okay, someone honked at me in traffic, right? Like, oh, right. Yeah. Who knows what, all those things. And it might sound cheesy or corny, right? But, what are some of the other things that person is going through in their life right now? Yeah. And, obviously you'll never know in the moment, but I think it's just like understanding that people are complex and that everybody has kind of a character within themselves that is formed through different experiences in life and things that they've gone through and people that they've met along the way. And I think improv is just sort of like opened my eyes to that kind of beautiful world of humanity, really. And just like walking around and being able to go, oh my gosh, like there's so many awesome, cool, interesting people in this world. And, and how do we learn from those people, right? And how do we like, interact in a way with all those people and kind of understand their point of view. And so again, I think improv is like the perfect, way to kind of build a sense of empathy within yourself to kind of like help understand people and what they're going through. And also just, again, I've said it a million times, but just have fun doing it. Right. And getting to embrace, characters and perspectives outside of your own. So I think that's been huge for me. And I think it's been one of the most valuable parts of this experience so far. So, yeah.
Oh, well said, Mike. Well said. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I just love what you said about understanding others' perspectives. And I don't know that that's something I've heard. Yeah. I could be forgetting what someone said, 50 episodes ago, but I think it's a fresh thought on here, which I really appreciate.
I'm really hesitant to say this, but have you also ever heard people say Chargers win or Chargers Super Bowl victory or
no.
Chargers have claimed the Super Bowl? Okay.
I've never heard that in my life.
Sorry, low-hanging fruit. We're moving on. We're moving on.
Chargers win.
Chargers win. Okay, Chargers win.
In the preseason.
The Super
or in my dreams.
Yeah, in your dreams. Right. Right. When you play the franchise mode and you build your
super team. They go undefeated.
Right. Yeah. They don't. They're fine there. What's so hard, Brandon Staley?
600 yards of offense every game. Yeah, I was like, the other team scores 0 points.
Right. It's as easy as that. How hard can it be?
I'm playing on rookie mode. I don't get it. No picks. I know. Complete every pass.
How hard can it be? You know? Am I right? Like, no. Sorry.
People are silly. No.
I'm done. I'm done after that. No, but
that was good.
I hope. Good. Yeah. No. I think. No. It's awesome. I mean, for anybody who's listening, like, I think if you have any, not to be sales pitchy, right? But like, again, as somebody who had just a general desire to kind of learn more about improv and just came into this like with an open mind, like. Your life will be changed in so many ways. And especially by meeting this guy. I think that's, you can be on this podcast maybe. I don't know if a schmuck like me can make it on. I don't know, So no, but it's truly awesome. And what you guys do here is really special. So I think, it's truly unlike anything else. So
being here is a blessing for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
And I got one more question for you.
Okay.
Just thinking about your improv career thus far, right?
Yeah.
We're a year into it. Been doing some great classes.
Yeah.
Do you have any like things you're working towards or goals that you have related to improv or anything kind of in that realm within the next year or so?
Yeah. I think for me a big part of it is I want to get better at identifying the funny in a scene, right? They always say, there's something
find the funny.
find the funny, follow the funny, right?
Yeah.
And I think especially with clap-ins, right? And for those who I guess aren't familiar with clap-ins, it's essentially you have people start a scene, and then if you find an opportunity to either start a new scene or develop something within the scene, you can clap in and bring in other people, and then maybe play a different scene or different characters or something like that. But hopefully it continues the story or changes it up in any way. But anyway, I would just on that point, I think part of it for me is just finding the nuances of a scene and the unique parts of a scene, because I feel like with improv it's again, like we say, follow the funny. It's figuring out like, okay, what is the quirk of this scene, like what is it about this that we can kind of play with and delve deeper into, that the audience would find funny and connect with. And so I think for me sometimes I have a tendency to make it a little too complicated, right? Or in my head, I might have a line that I want to kind of play off of, but how do I really incorporate that into the scene that I'm trying to build? Yeah. And so I think it's just like keep it simple, keep it simple. I think that's at the end of the day what I want to pursue with the next kind of phase of my improv career, keeping it simple and just again following the funny and finding that thing and just not overthinking it too much, because I think I sometimes have a tendency to do that or follow the wrong thing. So
Keep it simple, find the funny, don't overthink.
Don't overthink.
That's a good approach, Mike.
That's the goal. We're trying.
All right. Are you ready to put some of those things into action?
Oh boy. Uh-oh. Now after all this time, I don't know. I think,
Talk the talk, but can he walk the walk, folks?
I don't know.
Can he walk the walk?
Boy. We'll see.
All right,
Okay.
so we've got 3 improv games we're going to be playing tonight.
Okay.
Let's see. Whoa. What happened to the formatting? Okay. Sorry. One of the...
We're going to mind meld too? We're going to do 1, 2, 3 now.
Yeah. I'm going to reopen that real quick.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. It was like all the text was like jumbled together, and I was like, I can't read.
What's going on?
All right, so this first game, all these games except for the third one, are kind of, they're going to be interesting.
Okay.
They're going to be interesting.
Okay.
All right, so this first one is going to be called News Anchor Remix. So how this is going to work is we'll take turns doing this. I'm going to give us a randomly generated headline.
Okay.
And then you need to, I guess, reimagine delivering that headline in a particular style.
Okay.
So, for example, I might give you a headline. Here we go. The headline is Florida woman rings 911 after Wendy's ran out of cookies. So that might be the headline, and you need to deliver that headline in the style of a rap.
Oh, in the style of a rap.
Or it could be in the style of Shakespeare.
Okay.
Or, just something like that. Just in the style of something.
And it'll be that same line, basically.
It could be a different headline. I literally have it's a news headline generator that I've found here.
Whatever the headline is, you'll do some sort of
So I'll read you the headline and then you'll just repeat it back. And we'll switch off. We'll go back and forth.
Okay. But it could be anything like an accent. Does that count too? Or does it have to be like a musical type of like spin on it?
You don't know.
Whatever.
You're not going to know, Mike.
Oh.
You're not going to know. It's improv, baby.
All right. I like it. Let's do it.
Okay. That one was sad, so I'm not going to do it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Here we go.
Okay.
Orlando, Florida hits minus 140 degrees. Pick an accent.
Okay. Orlando, Florida hits minus 100 degrees. Is that okay?
Beautiful.
Right.
And feel free if you want to add anything on a little bit too. Sorry, I shouldn't give you.
Oh, yeah. Like a little bit more like.
Yeah, if you want to stylize it a little bit.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. We'll do I'll do this one. Owner sells company for $4 to employ. And I'll do it in the style of the old-timey newsman.
Okay. Yeah.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. This just in. Owner sells company for $4 to an employee. My goodness, I can't believe $4. What a high price to sell a company. Why, just last week, I bought myself a company for 25 cents.
What a deal. Wow, that's great.
What a deal. What a steal. Gadzooks.
Wowie.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
This is a dumb game.
All right. No, it's very okay. I got the hang of it.
Oh, gosh, that's bad. Okay.
Okay.
Some of these are like, it's a little like, you're like Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of these are better. All right.
Try.
This next one, I want you to deliver it in the style of a horror film.
Okay.
I don't know, whatever that
Okay.
means.
Okay.
And here you go. I'll show it to you.
Okay. I think I got it. Yeah. Can I hold it just in case if I forget?
yeah,
Is that okay? All right.
Absolutely.
Oh boy,
Go
I'm going
for
to
it.
forget it.
No,
Okay,
you
here
got
we
this,
go.
Mike.
Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have very, very devastating news, I must say. Extremely devastating. I must tell you today that a wildfire rapidly grows to 53 acres in Belize, and there are no survivors. Everyone is dead, and there's blood on the floor. There's blood on the ground. Even the squirrels didn't survive. It's been a very, very sad day for humanity and for everyone on the planet Earth.
It's so sad.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe more sad. Yeah, almost seems seductive.
I mean, it was a little like, whoa, sexy blood.
The Elvira thing, you know.
Yeah. It's kind of a Elvira.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. This one's good. All right, I'll do this one. Gosh, all right. You give me a style, Mike.
Okay.
Give me a style.
Let's do this in the style of a British newscaster.
Well, dare I say, a man from North Carolina in the United States of America has spotted a moose in his hometown. Now, as you know, we here in England look down upon the United States for their War of Independence so many years ago, but dare I say, I am jealous of this man for spotting a moose. Quite amazing creatures they are.
Egads.
Egads indeed. I almost spit out my tea when I read this headline.
I just did.
Spot of tea, spot of moose.
Hand me another.
Hand me another. All right.
Okay.
Couple more.
All right.
All right. So I got a headline for you. I'm going to give you the style, then I'll hand off the headline.
Okay.
So you're going to deliver this in the style of a children's television show host.
Okay. Very fun. All right.
Children's television show host. Here we go.
Okay. All right. Fabulous. Let's see. Alrighty there, boys and girls. Are you ready for some very exciting news that has come across us this Tuesday evening? Yay! Well, all right. Let me tell you. This just in. A lodging equipment operator finds 70-year-old message in a bottle that washed up on, of all places, the beach.
Oh, what did it say?
Well, let me tell you, that's PG-13, little Jimmy, okay? We can't talk about that here. It is a 74-year-old message. That is not aged well. I'm so sorry. Anyway.
Blackout. Oh, man.
Sorry, little Jimmy. Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's the message from that seductive horror podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
you know, sometimes not every message needs to be read.
Yeah. Amen to that, brother. Amen to that. Let me tell you.
I like your children's television show host voice. It's great, Mike. It's great.
I'm channeling the Wiggles. I'm trying.
Oh,
that's the goal.
Salad. Yeah.
There you go.
They got some bangers. All right. Our next game we're going to be playing is this is a classic called the Invention Game.
Okay, fine.
And shoot, I shouldn't have told you the name. I should have led with the prompt first. I do this sometimes.
Okay.
So, Mike, I want you to tell me, what are some problems that you're dealing with right now?
Okay, you know what? I'm sure this isn't the first time this has been brought up on the podcast, but I'm going to say traffic is kind of an issue.
Traffic.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. Yeah. Okay, so traffic. What else you got going on?
Traffic, I would say, the inner demons. that's a tough one.
God, hate them.
Little voices in my head that say,
they're so loud. All of them.
Yeah,
the whole group.
Right. If only I had an invention to get rid of them.
Shh, guys.
Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah. Yeah.
All right, can you give me one more? Traffic, the inner demons.
Let's see, the inner demons, and let's see. I don't know, some back stiffness.
Back stiffness. Oh, great.
Poor posture and back stiffness. Yeah.
Poor posture and back stiffness. That's
yeah.
I'm on the cusp of 30, and I realize that's going to be a bigger problem soon.
You and me both. I think we're in the same boat there. But the basketball, maybe that'll keep.
It'll either help or hurt. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, LeBron's still out there.
Yeah.
All right. So here's what you're going to do, Mike. Okay. I want you're going to pitch me right now some sort of invention that's going to help this. You know what? Let's deal with the back pain problem. You're going to pitch me an invention. You're going to tell me what it is, what it does, how much it costs. You know, I want you to sell me on this. You're like an infomercial for whatever this product is.
Yeah.
All right. And then, I'm just your lovely audience, and I'll black you out when you're done.
Okay, great. All right. Let me see here. This might be unorthodox, so I'll just, Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Do you suffer from back stiffness quite often?
I do, yeah.
Oh my gosh, you can talk back to me. I thought I was just a commercial on the television screen. Well, boy, modern technology is a wonderful thing, isn't it? Well, my name's Dolores, and I'm here to tell you about a revolutionary new product that helped me with my back stiffness at the ripe young age of 78 years old. Oh, no response to that, huh? Oh, wow.
You look great.
Okay, well, yeah, fine. Well, that's because I use the one-of-a-kind, never-before-seen, Instagrammable back putty. It is quite revolutionary.
What?
Using state-of-the-art AI technology.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You've heard it. You may hate it or love it, but it's AI related. We infuse AI computer chips into the silly putty of your childhood.
What?
And we present it as an extravagant, very extravagant procedure that requires many, many thousands of dollars to move forward with. But what we do is we proceed to stick the AI-infused silly putty onto your back, which requires approximately 3 hours of stickage, right? So we stick it onto your back, and then using the AI technology, your back is magically corrected. And no longer do you have any back pain. However, you do need to apply the silly putty every 35 seconds. If you do not do this for the first 40 weeks, you very well could damage your many nerves within your back. I don't know if the optic nerve is back there. I don't think it is. I think that's a totally different. But I'm a 78-year-old woman, and I must tell you, whatever nerves are back there, you could very well damage them, but I wouldn't do that. And as long as you apply it every 35 seconds for the next 40 weeks, you're going to be in better shape than ever before. Again, this is Dolores. And, oh, yes. Question.
I'm sorry, Dolores.
Yes,
you are a very, very attractive 78-year-old woman.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
I just, so you said I have to apply this product every 35 seconds.
Yeah.
Does that mean I apply it, 35 seconds pass, I take it off, then immediately put it back on?
Well, the key there, the word you used immediately is slightly inaccurate, I will say.
Okay.
Because it is every 35 seconds. So you do have a 35-second interval to take it off and live your normal life. In fact, you can shower in that 35 seconds. You could, I don't know, if you need a back massage, you could do that in the course of 35. But the key is 35 seconds is that's the kicker.
It's a tight cadence, but I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
And what are some of the results you've seen from using this product?
Yes. So, well, actually, my back pain has improved tremendously. In fact, well, I've gone one day without back pain. Immediately, it went back after the 40-week period. But in that one day, my goodness, I felt nothing but this like gooey sensation on my back, which you might be asking yourself, that sounds a little strange, but my gosh, the pain went away. So instead, replace the pain with like a very strange gooey substance on your back, and you've never felt better.
I'm open to trying that. I mean, what is one day pain-free if not 40 weeks of challenge?
Every 35 seconds.
Every 35 seconds.
Yes. So are you sold? Would you like to pay the low cost of $15,045 to get this procedure complete today?
I think so, but I'd like to ask if I purchase now, are there any sort of bonuses that come with this purchase?
Bonuses beyond just the putty and the procedure, you mean?
Yes.
Well, funny you should ask that. You actually get several Oreos in the shape of Super Mario characters. Right?
Wow.
Yeah. If you loved the Super Mario movie streaming on Peacock,
wow,
you can get at least I don't know how many come in a set, but at least 3 Mario shaped Oreos, which you can enjoy in the 35-second interval after you have pulled off the silly putty from your back.
And sorry, just to clarify, which characters from Mario?
Oh, well, so we unfortunately for the procedure, we use most of our budget on Mario. So we have some side kind of extra characters like we're gonna say one of the Koopas, not a specific one, but
just a Koopa,
a generic Koopa. Yes, that's correct.
Could be any of them.
Could be any of them. A single fire flower,
nice.
And that little dude that picks you up when you die in Mario Kart.
Oh, Kamek. No, sorry. No, Latiku.
Latiku.
Kamek's the wizard.
I got to be honest with you, though, shaping him in the form of an Oreo, maybe not as easy as you think. So you might not notice him at first because it is a little bit...
it sneaks up on you.
It does. But you might be able to tell who it is.
Blackout. Oh, man. That was some true great spacing there with that bonus. I wanted to press you a little bit.
Now you can see what I mean by keeping it simple. That's what I'm because it goes off the rails pretty quickly.
Great. So. But for something like that, you're in the hot seat the whole time.
The whole time.
And I can. I mean, that's one of those opportunities where I just get to pimp you and ask you questions. Be like, so tell me the Mario characters. Yeah. And your response, fantastic.
Thank you.
Just the D tier. These are the ones that die pretty quick.
Right. The ones that really only show up when, very, very brief periods of time.
Like,
so,
that was great. That was great.
Yeah, it was fun. Well, thank you. That was a fun activity. I like that. That was fun.
All right, we got one more game we're going to play.
You sure? Are you
Yes.
sure? You're happy with my performance so far. Okay.
Stellar.
All right. Okay.
So this last game is called Mike to Meet You. And in this game, we're going to go through a list of famous Mikes or Michaels.
Okay.
And I want you to pick one of these Mikes or Michaels, and you're going to play them in a scene. And you may know something about them. You might not. So I'm just going to read off a few. I just want you to grab a name.
Yeah.
There's a ton. This is just a small slice of all the Mikes or Michaels that are out there with some sort of notoriety.
Okay.
Some controversial.
Okay.
So, this is open. This does not have to be an impression.
Right.
It's up to you.
Okay. It could be anything.
Yeah.
Like if it's not an impression, it could just be, whatever.
Okay. I'm going to pick one as well. So that's why it's Mike to Meet You. This is the only time this game has been able to be played.
Oh, wow.
So here we go.
Special moment. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So off the dome, Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, Michael McDonald, Michael B. Jordan, Mike Trout. Mike Tyson. Michael Phelps. Michael J. Fox. Michael Bublé. Michael Caine. Michael Bay. Or Mike Ditka.
Okay.
Those are just a few.
Do you have a pick from that list that you want to kick it off?
Reading through that, it gave me an idea. Yeah.
Okay. I think I have an idea too, but I don't know.
Okay. Let's not say it. Let's just go into it.
Okay. Yeah. So we're going to interact as the two mics?
Yeah.
Is that the plan?
Whatever we think these guys are.
Okay. All right.
And I'll black us out when I think we're done.
Okay. All right.
Mike to Meet You. Here we go.
Mike to Meet You. Here we go.
Oh, God. Just finished that 12,000 calorie breakfast. Oh, it was killer.
Yeah, how's that treating you?
Oh, man. Let me tell you something. I just head over to my local IHOP. I tell them to give me the usual. Yeah. It's 20 stack of flapjacks.
Right.
Munch those down.
Right.
2 pounds of bacon.
Wow.
Finish it off with a gallon of OJ.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
And that gets me on my 12,000 calorie meal.
So are you going to bring that to practice with you or what?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Coach.
Oh, yeah.
Coach.
Yeah.
What
can I do for you?
Well, I was thinking, I have a background in swimming.
All right. Yeah.
But, I am trying to be a starter on the Bears.
All right, you got what it takes, kid? Why don't you go give me 20? Let's see that first, huh? You got a little measly arms there?
Coach, I'm sorry. I just ate a 12,000 calorie breakfast. I'm full.
You kidding me? Get on that floor, kid.
Coach,
Hey,
Coach Ditka.
you want who are who even are you, kid?
Well,
You want to be a pro in this league?
Coach, I sort of have a reputation. My name is Michael Phelps. I'm a multi-time Olympic champion. I hold the record for gold medals
Yeah, all right. Well, that's great.
in
Fine.
swimming.
Yeah, you go in that water, all right? You get on land and you start doing some bear crawls. You start pushing some grown men around, all right? On the football, on the gridiron. That's a different ball game, okay? That's a different ball game, all right?
Yeah, swimming is not a ball game at all.
No, it's not. So that's why I don't know if you got what it takes.
Well, Coach,
I'll be honest.
I'd like to see you in the pool sometime. I'd like to see you against me in a men's 100-meter freestyle,
You kidding me? Why would I go in the pool?
100-meter
I'm not
backstroke.
going in the pool, kid. I'm too old for this. I don't do that, okay? I coached. And if you, it sounds like you have more of a desire to be a football player than I have a desire to be a swimmer.
I suppose
okay?
that's true. That's
All
why
right?
you're the coach and I'm here.
Yeah,
But
all right.
let me just tell you something. I feel like you don't respect swimming, and I want you to check your perspective. So, Mr. Ditka, respectfully,
Yeah.
climate change is coming for us all. And when the sea levels rise, who's going to be able to survive? The swimmers.
Wow.
So you're going to need folks like me in the future. I can throw you on my back, and I can breaststroke you to wherever you need to go.
That's an inspirational speech there, kid.
I know it, Coach. Thank you, Coach.
Wow.
Appreciate it, Coach.
So you're telling me I could just ride you into the sunset if I need to, okay? I don't need to swim,
Absolutely,
all
Coach.
right? I got swimmers like you that I could just hop on and go for a ride. I got a boat, okay? I'm rich. You think I even need that? You think I need to have land? I don't need land. I got a boat. I got football. I got everything I need. We can play football on a boat. You see Tom Brady throwing that pigskin around after he won the Super Bowl with
I
the Bucks?
do. I
yeah.
do.
Guess what? That's the water world we'll be living in, all right? That's how it's going to go.
Well, Coach, no offense, but isn't it a bit weak to need a boat to be in the water? I need no machine or craft.
All right, kid, what are you trying to say? What's your deal?
Look,
You got a problem with me?
Coach, I don't think you respect where I'm coming from.
Seems like you got a problem with me, kid. You think your little big old swimming arms are tough. You think you're tough.
I'm pretty lanky.
Yeah. I guess I get you a gold medal. Woo! Every 4 years. Guess what? Every year I got to coach 53-man roster? I got to get men together, all right? Okay? I got to motivate them year after year after year. And not to mention, okay, I got a GM that's turning over the team, and I got to figure out how to inspire these men. I got to be a leader of men, all right? Meanwhile, you're flapping your fins in the water, okay? That's not tough. That's not hard.
Coach,
You're weak. You're weak.
that's why I'm here to join the team. Look, I already know I'm the best athlete in the water. Now I want to become the best athlete on the land. I want to show that I can conquer both worlds.
How old are you, kid?
They're 36.
All right, you know the average age of an NFL football player?
I do not. I've spent most of my life in the water.
Yeah, I can tell your brain is a little bit foggy there, kid.
There's always a bit of water in.
You got
See?
Yeah. Oh!
It's coming out right
still
now.
coming out. Jeez.
Still coming out. I haven't been in a pool since yesterday, and I still got water in my
Just get
ears.
that checked out.
Yeah.
How does your back feel with all that water? I mean,
It feels great. I
Yeah?
have no soreness, no
Yeah.
issues, very
Yeah.
limber.
You don't hear about
You can't
it?
really get injured swimming.
That's
It's just drowning or not drowning.
Yeah, it's a good training activity. It's kind of like cross country. You do it for training, but you're not really like, you call it competing, but really, is it competing? I mean,
Well, not for me. I'm better than everyone in the water.
Wow. Yeah.
But not on land yet.
Not on. No. Okay.
Coach, I want to be your starting tight end.
All right. When can you start?
As soon as I finish digesting this 12,000 calorie breakfast.
Well, I got other news for you, kid. I hate to say this, but I am also retired, and I'm not really around much anymore. So, I don't know what kind of help I can be. I don't know what kind of clout I got in today's modern NFL, but I'll do the best I can for you, kid. All right? How's that?
Blackout! Oh, poor Michael Phelps didn't realize Mike Ditka's been retired for, I don't even know how long.
At least you knew it. Yeah, at least you knew it was. He knew to go for him for advice, and I hope it was helpful for him. I think he's got potential.
I think so. I think I respect his mission to be the greatest land and sea athlete.
The guy is a multi-talented person.
Yeah.
And honestly, he's got the wingspan.
I mean, with that build, it's just a tight end,
right? Like,
not even a blocking tight end, just a receiving tight end. Put him in on third downs, third and long. Send him just on a vertical,
right? Every play,
maybe red zone target,
right.
He's tall too. I think he's 6 something. So.
Yeah, strong arms. Just kind of push the guys out of the way. You got potential, kid. You got potential.
I don't think he'll have the speed, so that's why tight end. Just some nice drag routes, something like that.
Keep it simple. You
good
don't want to
yak.
get it. Good yak. Yeah, get him on the Seahawks. How about
you get Phelps out in space, you don't know what's going to happen.
You never know, right? Yeah.
Or pass rusher, swim moves.
I think we figured it out.
Get those arms up there.
Yeah, honestly, put that swim move alone. That could be kind of deadly.
Bat down a pass from Kyler Murray.
Right. Yeah. Seriously, that I think we haven't thought about. Well, I know Usain Bolt. He tried to be. I think he tried. He was thinking about being a wide receiver.
There was a moment
but I think we really need to consider swimmers as like defensive end material at this point. Right. Honestly, that's a great. I never considered that.
Me neither until this moment.
Now, does he care at this point in his career about pursuing it? I don't know, but
I think he's super retired.
He's super retired. But
he's probably late 30s, early 40s now.
Why not start something new?
Living off the subway money.
Gold medals are one kind of money, but subway money, I guess, is probably a different tier.
For life.
The endless subway is really doing well for him. But NFL could be fun. I don't know. Could be a new career change.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think we cracked something there.
Yeah, I think so too.
Mike Ditka sees the potential in him.
Mike Ditka sees it.
If he can see it, anybody can.
Anyone can.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. Before we conclude tonight's episode, any last words, final thoughts you want to leave us with before we go?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for doing this.
Of course, thank you for coming on.
What a fantastic! I don't know. I really appreciate you having me on. I really appreciate you doing this and building awareness for this this improv community. If anything, I think for anyone who's thinking of doing it, like I said, just go for it. Take the leap. Yes, and if you're on the fence, just go all in, because this place is a special place. You're gonna meet some special people, and then separately you'll meet myself, who you probably can do without, and the other Michael, which you definitely need to meet.
Avoid.
If he asks you to do a podcast, run. No, but thank you so much for doing this, and I look forward to listening to more of these in the future. So this was a blast.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much to Mike Brothers Jr. for coming on the show. As always, you can find Improv for the Podcast anywhere there's podcasts. We'll be back next week with another episode. But until then, we'll see you next time.
See you guys. Remember back putty.
Back putty.
Huge new invention, going to revolutionize the industry.
You get it on there.
See ya.
Improv for the Podcast was created by Matt Moore and Michael Lee Evans. Edited and produced by Michael Lee Evans. And finally, presented by Improv for the People. Interested in more IFTP? You can visit us at improvforthepeople.com or on our socials, such as Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. Remember, new episodes are released weekly. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.